Hey everybody, welcome back to Omega Zone Gaming. I know it's been about a week since I did the Dissidia review. I'm feeling a lot better actually. I got myself a little bit of a Diet Coke with a mango and otherwise feeling good. So today we're going to be reviewing Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet. Now for those of you who follow SAO, you'll know that this takes place during the Gun Gale arc in the show. A difference being that it links more to the games before it than the actual show. So it actually links to the previous games where, you know, they had to go through the 100 floors. It didn't end at 475 in Ironclad. So it links to the game franchise. In Fatal Bullet, you are a new gamer to the world of Gun Gale Online. That's right. For the first time ever, you are not a Kirito put into a female or male body, depending on what people want to do. This game is mostly about guns, obviously. Although you do still have the option of the photon sword, which works very good, if need be. Push in there. You can still do quick strikes with the sword, just like you could in previous SAO games. But guns are more effective in this game, just because of the nature of this game. It is a Gun Gale Online game. So what is the story? Well, the story is, as a new player on day one, you get your own android that is essentially a rare type. You're going through the areas trying to collect parts to make the android more powerful. Not the deepest story in the world, but it works. It's actually the weakest of the SAO game stories so far. I think that's probably why I haven't gotten a chance to do it. They put the bullets of bullets thing in there. They call it Kirito mode. So yes, if there is somebody hankering to still play as Kirito, guess what? You can. I will say some positives is while it does still have that, you know, harem complex that all SAO media has, they toned it down quite a bit in this game, impressively enough. So story overall for me is a 3 out of 5. It's not a great story. It works. It will get the job done, but you can do better. There are 2 targeting modes for guns. This is auto aim. So obviously we're moving on to gameplay. And then there is solid aim. So if you like the challenge of hitting headshots and stuff, you can do that. You can also auto aim. Okay, some of the other features of the game is the menu system. You have your characters lined up. Now, your main character and your android companion, who is named ARFA System, you can modify those with equipment, skills, gadgets, stuff like that. The other characters are off limits. You have a quest folder. You can take on as many quests as you want. As you can see, I currently have 21 side quests in works. A map, which allows you to teleport anywhere once you've unlocked those areas. Your friends list, which allows you to switch out characters. I'm pretty sure you can add more characters. These are just the characters I have. Because I've really been focusing on the story and side quests. And then you have your options database and logging out of the game. They went back to a more base point system this time for status and skills. So you have points that you can put into various fields like strength, vitality, intellect, agility, dexterity, and luck. Each one of those has a certain area of expertise. Same thing with skills. You have skill points that you can use to unlock abilities. There is an all mode. I do not recommend that. Go into the guns that you will be using. There are all sorts of guns, everything from pistols to assault rifles to Gatling guns to launchers to your swords, and you eventually get the ability to dual wield. From what I've read, that is through story. You have an equipment page. Now, you do have to switch to your sub weapon if you want to switch weapons, your main weapon. You have different costumes and accessories which can raise certain stats. I am currently level 43, as you see. There is a shortcut bar on PlayStation 4. It is the touchpad. It allows you to prioritize what you want. I usually prioritize healing. That way my characters stay at full health. And then you have a skill chart, which you hold L1 to activate. You can have 4 skills equipped to each weapon type that you use at a time. You can have 2 weapon types equipped at one time. So, I have an assault rifle equipped in those 4 skills. When I switch to swords, I have 3 skills because I haven't really been working on leveling my sword skills right now. Although I will be doing that here soon. For a loot and shoot gunner game, this game does it perfectly. This is one of the better games for that. There is no doubt of that in my mind. It's fun. It gives you plenty of side quests to do. There's not just side quests. There's unique missions. There's PvP missions. There is multiplayer, although I have not personally dived too much into it. I've played 1 or 2 rounds. I thought it was okay. Nothing too impressive, but it gets the job done. Hero mode, definitely being the star, where you can play as all the different heroes. You can play as Elizabeth and, you know, Shinon and all of them. So, it is definitely, good in that aspect for the multiplayer. I will say the gameplay, once you get into your higher levels, does at certain times feel too easy. You would still find bosses that are pretty weak, which does suck. And there's also a glitch for quick leveling. I'll go into that in another video more. So, yeah, there are definite problems with the gameplay, but overall, I will say this is probably one of the games to get shoot and loot right since Borderlands. Its anime aesthetics help it, and running on Unreal definitely helps it. If I had one real gripe in the gameplay, they go for the static scenes where the characters just stand there and talk. You're on Unreal 4 now. There is no excuse for static cutscenes. You know, all your cutscenes should be fully movement, fully voice, fully everything. There's literally no excuse anymore. You know, using the old SAO engine, I would give it to them, because the fact of the matter is, I understand they had to downgrade it for Vita. But this game is exclusive to PS4, PC, and Xbox One. There is no Vita version. So I would say that is one major disappointment. Not to say that the static cutscenes, you know, aren't background beautiful, because they are. I mean, even for a wasteland, this is one gorgeous looking wasteland. The sunset is just in the right way. Everything is set up where, you know, it gleams off of it to the point where it looks good. But next game, no static cutscenes. You can't have it next game. It's not going to work, Bandai. So gameplay overall, I will give it 4 out of 5. If it wasn't for those static cutscenes, which you have to answer questions in, I wouldn't even be throwing it into gameplay. I would normally throw those static cutscenes into graphics, aside from the fact that you are answering multiple choice questions, which change the outcome of certain things in the game. So that's why I have to add it to gameplay. I will be talking about graphics next, though. So graphics are good. They're not top of the line. They don't blow Horizon Zero Dawn out of the water, but they are adequate. Buildings look fantastic. Mountainsides look pretty good. You have grass in the fields. Shadow placement. Your character's shadow actually moves along with it, so the lighting is good. Characters and creatures look acceptable. Guns look really impressive, especially when you're in a menu looking at them. You can't really, see them while you're playing. But, this is about as good as I'm going to be able to show you a gun while playing. But you can see everything's there. The clip, the bayonet, everything's there. And as my outfit, there's frills and everything's there. I will say, the one major disappointment I have in the graphical area is the last two SAO games. We've had movement of hair. We've had the hair actually moving around in the wind and moving when you're moving. You get a little bob of like my ponytail that is cutting through the coat somehow. But aside from that, the hair doesn't move. Why did we scale back that on Unreal 4? I know for a fact Unreal 4 can do moving hair. So why scale that particular thing back? Aside from that, the only other graphical complaint is the same thing I had from a gameplay aesthetic of the fact that you're making multiple choices, is the fact that cutscenes are static. If it wasn't for the cutscenes being static, graphics would be more than acceptable for what SAO games are. They're fun little RPGs. They don't generally take up a lot of room on your hard drive, and that's usually where they clock in at. So if it wasn't for that fact, I think I would be more acceptant. But this is Unreal 4, and I have to be realistic. Static cutscenes and no hair movement, no, wind movement for your outfits. When we had those in the last two games on a worse engine, that's unacceptable, Bandai. Your graphics get a 3 out of 5 for that reason. Now, onto audio. The audio is fantastic. The voice actors are nice. I would still love you guys to get the English voice actors. I love English Kirito. I really do. His voice, I like. So I would still, at some point, like you all to get the English voice actors. But the Japanese voice actors are perfect. The gun sounds are great. The music is impressive. The new theme song by Lisa is insane. Yes, she came back for this new game, so I am very happy with that. There's real heart and soul put into every line that they do. Everything just works in this game. Boss battle themes are fantastic. The one and only big problem I have with the audio is more towards the scripting. The voice actors are working with what they got, which is a shame because I've been watching Sword Art Online 2 recently. I've seen a few later episodes and I thought it was complete garbage and I ignored it originally. Now, since playing this game, I've gone back and actually have watched SAO 2 a little bit, and I gotta say, they deal with some real adult themes in SAO 2, PTSD and everything. So, it would have been nice to see some of that stuff reflected in the scripting, which would have made the voice acting beyond perfect. If your character was dealing with some of the character traits of Shinon when she first started, with the whole PTS thing towards guns, that would be amazing. Keep that in mind in the future, Bandai. can write mature stuff. We're a mature audience. The people who like SAO, they're not the fan base that you think. They're not the fan base who are just in it for the harem. This is a fan base that actually loves the series. Otherwise, the audio is a 5 out of 5. So overall, what do I score this incarnation of the SAO games? We've heard the good, we've heard the bad. I'm going to give Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet a 4 out of 5 and a recommended buy. Even at its full price tag, I will recommend it for a buy. In fact, for the first time ever, I'm going to recommend buying the Season Pass edition. Just because you get some nice add-ons right away, and there's going to be 3 new stories just for having that Season Pass. So, yeah, pay the $70 and get the Season Pass edition. I gotta say, this is probably one of my favorite RPGs I'm playing right now. Just for the simple fact that it's shoot and loot fun. It does what it's supposed to do, which is a fun shoot and loot shooter. It definitely does the whole shoot and loot system better than both Destiny 2 and Division. I will say that. Now, I get those are quite different beasts because, you know, those focus more towards the co-op competitive mixture. Whereas this is a single-player RPG that mimics an MMO that is still, you know, somewhat only integrating multiplayer. But considering a lot of the ideals, including the loot they take from games like Division and Destiny 2, you even get drops that you have to go and have appraised. I say it does it better. If they were to ever turn this into an online MMO, oh, I think they could have something here. So I'll be back in a little while with another review. I plan on doing Secret of Mana next. I bought the physical edition, so I'm happy about that. But I'll be back with that one in a little while. Thanks for sticking around through it all, guys. I'm sorry that I've had lack of videos. I promise more reviews coming. I'm actually going to do a video here soon about why I like SAO 2 over the original. And I still have the Road to Kingdom Hearts 3 videos coming. I'm getting better. My health is improving. And, you know, I'm going to have more time to get these out. Everything's starting to settle down with us moving into this new place and everything. And the new review type will be coming fairly soon. So stick around for that as I do more comedy skits to introduce the videos and everything else. Until next time, like if you like, subscribe if you want, hit that notification bell, leave any comments you feel you need to leave. And as always, this is Omega Zone Gaming. Be good to each other, and I am out.